A day after a CISF lady constable slapped BJP MP Kangana Ranaut during the security check at the Chandigarh Airport, the controversy surrounding this assault remains a massive talking point. Kangana was travelling to Delhi days after her Lok Sabha election win from Mandi in Himachal Pradesh. She was attacked by the CISF constable who said that she's a supporter of the farmers' protest. She said she was upset by Kangana Ranaut's previous statements on the issue, and that was behind her decision. The CISF and the police have swung into action. The lady has been suspended minutes after the incident. Kangana released a video and narrated the entire ordeal, where she questioned the rise of extremism in Punjab.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा फ़ोन कॉल्स आ रहे हैं, मीडिया के भी और मेरे शुभचिंतकों के भी। सबसे पहले तो आई एम सेफ, आई एम परफेक्टली फाइन। आज चंडीगढ़ एयरपोर्ट पे जो हादसा हुआ वो सिक्योरिटी चेक के साथ में हुआ। वहाँ पे मैं सिक्योरिटी चेक करके जैसे ही निकली तो दूसरे कैबिन में जो महिला थी, जो सुरक्षा कर्मचारी थी CISF की, उन्होंने उनके पास या उनको क्रॉस करने का इंतजार किया और साइड से आकर जो है मुझे मेरे फेस पे हिट किया और गालियां देने लगी। और जब मैंने उनको पूछा कि उन्होंने ऐसा क्यों किया तो उन्होंने कहा कि वो फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्ट को जो है वो सपोर्ट करती हैं। और आई एम सेफ, बट माई कंसर्न इज कि जो आतंकवाद और उग्रवाद पंजाब में बढ़ रहा है, हाउ डू वी हैंडल दैट? थैंक यू।
Incident has polarized society in general. The issue is not about, one doesn't even condone what Kangana has said earlier, nor what she has said now about people being extremists, etc. The simple point is, can any disagreement or any dispute about somebody's views lead to a physical assault, and can it be condoned in the name of blowback and resistance? And if you do that, are you opening up a Pandora's box?
जब देश में जय जवान और जय किसान का नारा लगता है तो उसको भी कहीं ना कहीं हाथ हुई है। और जो जवान है ये किसान परिवार से आते हैं। तो किसी भी मेंबर पार्लियामेंट हो या कोई भी लोग हो, वो किसी भी धर्म के खिलाफ, किसी जाति के खिलाफ, किसी व्यवसाय के खिलाफ, किसी किसान आदिवासी किसी के खिलाफ भी गलत शब्दों का इस्तेमाल ना करें।
So let me take this across to Prablodh Singh, political analyst, MC Abbas, political analyst. But my first question is to you, columnist Suhail Seth. A lot of people are saying she was offended. Her own mother, she said in one of the reactions that she gave after slapping Kangana, that my mother was sitting there. I did not like what she said.
So imagine, Padmaja, I don't like what you say. I mean, not that I'm going to ever be violent, or I don't like what someone else says. And thanks to remarkable moderators like you, sometimes we go over the top in our comments on television. Doesn't mean the next time I'm at the airport, someone's going to slap me. A, B, someone on Twitter, who I don't want to name, a particular person who's a public servant, public official, turned around and said, oh, good, serves her right. See, these are, to my mind, silly, parochial instances. I believe no one should resort to violence of any kind. It is irrelevant whether it was Kangana Ranaut. It's irrelevant whether she's a member of parliament or not. What is relevant is these people are meant to secure the airport. They're meant for people's security. Tomorrow, if they start slapping people around whose opinions they don't agree with, I mean, half of India will be slapped because there's someone who's saying something that someone else doesn't like. A, B, what I just want to park, Padmaja, at your show is please don't tar the entire Sikh community with the same brush. The comments that followed were unseemly. To my mind, my parents were born in Amritsar. I'm from Punjab. I find it reprehensible that anyone says, oh, all the Sikhs are Khalistanis, Punjab mein ye ho raha hai, Punjab mein wo ho raha hai. That is ridiculous. I don't think those comments are at all needed. In fact, those comments do disservice to whoever's been slapped. Suppose I get slapped for saying something about my good friend Abbas or whatever. I can't now then say, oh, all people with the surname of Abbas are, rascals or scoundrels or rogues. Can't say that. Third, what kind of ref checks does the CISF do? It is not about Kulvinder Kaur. And let me tell you, people are hot-headed. This is why I wrote that article, Padmaja, many, many months ago, saying we've become the Republic of Rage. Yeah. Everyone is upset. Narayan Murthy of Infosys famously said, you should be able to disagree without being disagreeable. We've all become disagreeable in this country. You don't like someone's opinion, aap usko gali do, uske parivar ko gali do. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this here? We have to be more mature as a society. In our country, everyone is abusing someone or the other. By that, logic, everyone will be slapping everyone.
No, and the way people are condoning it, you've got public figures saying she asked for it. You have a problem with
one stupid comic, stand-up comic. I mean, he couldn't earn a day's living if he even stood up for hours. He says, oh, serves her right, she had it coming, blah, blah, blah. Is this the way? I mean, is this the way to even talk about a woman who's been slapped, or any human being? What if it were to happen to your wife or your mother or your daughter? Would you say the same thing?
And tarring people with the same brush.
Uncivilized?
Tarring people with the same brush is wrong on one side, and then to give tacit support to violence by the other side is equally wrong. I saw a music director, MC Abbas.
There should have been all-round condemnation of violence. 100%. And it should have ended at that.
And that is the problem.
No need for justification either on the side of Kangana or on the side of all those other jokers on Twitter who went to condone it.
And that did not happen.
This is unseemly.
I'll tell you what has happened. One music director said, if the CISF takes action against her, I'm going to have a job waiting for her. Do you know that her father was offered a siropa? It turned into a whole society, a community, a communal issue, MC Abbas. You had a businessman in Punjab saying, I'm going to give her family 1 lakh rupees as reward. A reward for what? This is the classic case of making matters worse. Something wrong was said, then somebody got outraged and attacked, and now communities are getting involved and going down a very slippery slope. MC Abbas.
Padmaja ji, I've always believed with great power there is great responsibility and equal accountability. Undoubtedly, a CISF personnel like Kulwinder Kaur, violence slap, absolutely not okay. Absolutely not, in clear words. Also, as a matter of fact, but I do know the fact of why Kulwinder Kaur was hurt. Kulwinder Kaur's mother was one of the person who was sitting in the farmers' protest. And Kangana called her, 100 rupees leke bete hue wahan ki mahila. Not just that, farmers, Annadata of the nation, were called Khalistanis.
But that doesn't make it okay to slap. See, the thing is, you cannot say it is wrong, but there should be no but in this. There is no but in this argument. It is wrong to attack. You have a problem with Kangana, file a case against her.
I will complete the point, Padmaja ji. Let me tell you, in clear words, in absolute clear words, I condemn what happened in Kangana. She is an MP-elect, and it's absolutely not okay to slap anybody, not just an MP-elect, but anybody. But Kangana, as a representative of the people, as a public figure, needs to be very responsible to the words. My best friends, like Suhail, my best friends are from Punjab, and let me tell you, they are the most patriot people that we have in our country.
Yes, they are.
But to paint the picture, they are Punjabis, and when they are called the Khalistani supporters, when they are called that they are funded by Khalistan, it's absolutely wrong. Let me tell you, Padmaja, the kind of service,
Sir, we should be sitting here and giving certificates. What you are saying is the obvious. We are nobody to sit here and give certificates to anyone one way or the other.
Who are you to tell me? I'm from Punjab. I don't need a certificate from you to define my nationality or patriotism.
I'm not doing that.
Answer the simple question. The simple question is, yes, Kangana has said that. So, will you slap people for an opinion?
Absolutely.
You have someone else to counter that opinion. What kind of logic is this? Oh, mother was sitting there. I have gone on record to say that I thought the farmers' protest was absolutely ridiculous in the manner in which they isolated the NCR and stopped children from going to school. I have said that.
Okay.
Does that mean the next time I'm at the airport, someone will slap me at? What kind of logic is this?
I will answer you.
You counter logic with logic. You counter logic with logic. You cannot counter logic with violence.
I will answer you.
No, counter logic with logic, or follow the rule of law and file a police complaint. But I want to focus, Prabloch Singh, on the dangerous turn this has taken. The fact that you have got religious organizations involved, that you have got people announcing cash rewards, for what? What is the message being sent?
Thank you, Padmaja. First of all, thanks for having Sohail Seth on this show, because he truly is the voice of reason. And everything he said makes so much sense. Now, talking about the dangerous turn that this has taken, the other panelists said, with great power comes great responsibility. But I always like to twist it around, and I say with great responsibility comes great power. So here what is happening is a lady in uniform, that is the key word here, in uniform. If two civilians disagree with each other and, they may slap each other, that's a different point altogether. But here, one individual involved, the person who slapped, was the person in uniform. And when you wear the uniform, you need to bury your personal political ideology. You need to bury your feelings, whatever you feel and whatever you think about matters, because your duty is towards your uniform. So that certainly did not happen here. I think this has been a great disservice to the uniform and to the country by that person who slapped Kangana Ranaut. Now everybody agrees here, she shouldn't have been slapped. That's now not how civilized societies function. There are so many things that even the farmers said on the border. Will you go about slapping each one of them? No. Nobody wants that, right? So many times, so many people say so many weird things against each other. Will you say that the solution is that you catch them and you slap them or you punch them in the nose? No, that is not where we want our country to go. And for a critical place like the airport, each and every person deputed there, like Sohail Seth said, the ref check should happen, proper training should happen. Maybe people can get frustrated at times. They're also human beings. But this act is totally unacceptable. And to the dangerous point, Padmaja, there could be a political angle to it. In the past, we've seen that, people who throw shoes at a minister, they get a ticket from a political party. Sometimes they even end up winning the elections after that. So you never know if this was all pre-planned. I'm not saying it was, but you can't rule that out. Was that done for instant fame? You never know. And I think people who are calling her a hero, they need to introspect. That is not how you become a hero. And that is definitely not how you become a hero in Sikhism, because Sikhism has great examples of people who become heroes for the nation.
And also, let's say this very clearly, there were some crimes committed by some individuals during that entire protest which cannot be wished away. It is also equally a fact that a man was killed in a very brutal fashion at Delhi's borders by some of these protesters. But that still doesn't condone making problematic statements about the entire protest, as it is equally bad for Kangana to be attacked. So he'll say the larger point, though, is that how the discourse has completely deteriorated over the last few years, where Kangana is just an example. I have seen in the past, for example, there are journalists who were heckled, and that was laughed off as they deserved it because they are Godi media. Or say any journalist who asks uncomfortable question to one side of the political spectrum is called a great revolutionary. If you ask it to the other, you are labeled Godi media. This coarsening of the discourse, is it worrying or is it here to stay?
So you see, what's very simply happened, Padmaja, is if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to cast aspersions on your opinion. I'm going to cast aspersions on your integrity because I don't have a counter opinion. See, let's imagine you told me that I don't believe physics is the finest subject in science. And I say, oh, what does Padmaja know? She's from this particular caste. She has no clue, blah, 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 blah. And I deviate and I deflect the entire issue of answering that question. What you said is so true. It happened yesterday in a press conference by another political leader, where he cast aspersions on this journalist. It's going to continue. So that's not going to stop. But what you've outlined earlier is of great significance. See, you need only a spark to start a fire. What has happened with people saying, oh, we will do, a Saropa was given, we'll give you a job. What you're doing is you're doing two things. One is you're telling people that please behave badly. Please do what you want. There will always be a constituency of people who will support you, whether the law takes its own course or not. The second is you're emboldening people. Hey, tomorrow, I turned around and slapped someone and I say, but no, I didn't agree with him. He abused my dad, or he thought that my dad had done something while being on a protest. What are you going to say? There'll again be an army of people saying, nahi yaar, bahut bura hua hai. Yes, what I would say is that if Kulvinder Kaur is apologizing for what she has done, that's a matter between her and her forgiver at this point in time, Kangana. If I were Kangana, I would have forgiven and said, okay, you've made a mistake. I'm forgiving you, and I will plead with the authorities not to suspend you. Now that's up to the authorities.
Okay.
But I can't decide, yeah, sitting here, ki bhai, nahi, wo saint hai ya wo devil hai.
Let's not give that spark which starts a fire, MC Abbas.
Absolutely.
Padmaja, you mentioned about, I did see the press conference and absolutely not okay with it. I, in fact, know the reporter from this media house. That is not okay. But the fact of the matter is, there exists a Godi media, Padmaja. Of course, not Times Network and not you, because I've seen you asking the toughest questions to Prakash Raj when I was campaigning with him. But there is a very large segment of Godi media which is sided with the government. Also, as a matter of fact, why doesn't Suhail Seth ask the same question to Modi ji? Modi ji has not done 10 years press conference.
Okay, we are not going to go down that road. One, because I am out of time. And two, this is such a long debate. And who gave anyone the power to certify who is Godi media, who is somebody else's Godi media, and how do you even reach that conclusion? The point is that any kind of physical violence should not be normalized, should not be condoned, and should not in any way be made light of, because that's a very, very dangerous trend which we simply cannot afford to start. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining me. Let better sense prevail.